Unlike network analysis, where the circuit is known and the behavior is determined, network synthesis starts with the desired network function and realizes the actual circuit. Hello everyone, welcome back. So in our previous video, we started our journey into network synthesis and discussed the realization of network function using Foster Form 1 and Foster Form 2. We saw how a given driving point impedance or admittance function can be expanded into a partial fraction and then realized systematically using Foster functions. So today we'll continue this discussion with another important realization technique which is called as Cauer Form. And in it we have two forms which are known as Cauer Form 1 and Cauer Form 2. Now an interesting question arises, if the Foster realization is available, why do we need Cauer realization? So the answer lies in the method of expansion. In Foster form, we use partial fraction expansion. In Cauer form, we use continued fraction expansion. As a result, the realized network function looks completely different, even though it represents the same network function. One of the major advantages of Cauer form realization is that it provides a ladder network structure directly, which is often very useful in practical network design and filter realization. So remember, Foster form represents partial fraction expansion and Cauer form represents continued fraction expansion. Both realize the same network function, but through different mathematical approaches and different circuit structures. In this video, we'll learn Cauer form realization, Cauer form 1 and Cauer form 2, continued fraction expansion technique, and how to obtain ladder network step by step. So as we can see here, we have different conditions for realizing Cauer 1 and Cauer 2 forms. And here we do not directly process on impedance or admittance functions. Here we have to determine which function we have to follow for the continuous fraction expansion. When Cauer form 1, the powers of the LC function should be in descending order, and in case of Cauer form 2, it should be in ascending order. That means so the power should be in like s cube, then s square, then s in this format. And in case of Cauer form 2, it should be in the other format, and so on. Then we have to take either ZS or YS depending on numerator power is greater than denominator or not. If the numerator power is greater than denominator, then we will consider ZS function. And if it is the other way around, we have to consider YS function. Okay. But in case of Cauer 2 form, we have to check the condition whether numerator is less than denominator or not. If it is less than denominator, then we take ZS. Otherwise, we take format of YS. Then once the LC function is finalized, then we check for continued fraction expansion. So in case of ZS and YS functions, if we have, suppose if we are following ZS, then so these are the corresponding network functions and these are the corresponding circuit elements. So if we have A, then we have a resistor, AS inductor, A by S is a capacitor. And in case of YS, for A resistance, for AS capacitance, and for A by S inductor. And these are the corresponding value. And the circuitry, if we are considering ZS, then this would be the circuitry where we are starting with Z1. And in case of YS, we have to start with Y. Here Z is in series and here Y is in parallel. And remaining circuit is same. And we'll follow the sequence in this format Z1, then Y2, then Z3, Y4. And here also, if we're starting with Y, then Y1, Z2, Y3, Z4, and so on. Let's take a numerical and see how this can be realized. So this is the function ZS. So now let us break the numerator and see what we get. So after breaking, we get s square plus 5s plus 4. In the numerator, we already have s cube plus 7s square plus 10s. Now here we can see the case 2 is not satisfied. That means numerator is less than denominator. So what we have to do? We have to reverse the case. That means we have to consider ys. S cube will go up because we know ys is given by 1 by zs. After doing it, we have s cube 7s square plus 10s, and here we have s square plus 5s plus 4. I have to go for continued expansion. So let's do the division. So it is done like this: s square plus 5s plus 4, and we have to divide s cube plus 7s square plus 10s. In order to get s cube, we have to multiply s square by s. This is as simple as that. So this will be s cube, and then remaining we just multiply accordingly. This will be 5s square plus 4s. Then after subtracting, we get here 2s square plus 6s. Now using this term, we will be dividing s square plus 5s plus 4. Now here we have require s square. Here we are having a 2 term, and here we do not have any constant term. So we have to put a half so that it becomes 1. So this is s square now, plus this will be 3s. Then subtracting, we get 2s plus 4. Now continuing, 2s square plus 6s. Again we have s 2s square plus 4s, and we have here 2s remaining. Again continuing, 2s plus 4. So this will be 1. So it will be 2s. Remaining is 4. So we have here 2s. We require half of s. So the taking fraction is over. So what we get here, the first element will be y1. Second element is z2. Third element is y3. Fourth is z4. And this is the fifth, which is y5. And we know this is our circuitry. Now let's see what are these values. So for y1, it is S. So S represents AS. So we have here a capacitor with the value of A value is 1. So this is 1 farad. Then coming to Z2, we have a half here. Then this means this is a constant. So we'll be having a resistance. And the value is 1 by A. It is 2 ohm. Then next is Y3. So for Y3, the value is S again. So we have repetition of this 1 farad. Okay. Then next is Z4. For Z4, we are having 1. So that means again we have a resistor. 1 by 1 is 1 ohm only. Then for Y5, we have half of S. So which also gives a capacitor with a value of F. Let's draw the circuit diagram. So initially we should have Y1. So Y1 is a capacitor. So this is the capacitor 1 farad. Next we have Z2. So that is a resistor. Then again we have Y3, which is again a capacitor of 1 farad. Then we have Z4, which is 1 ohm resistance. And finally we have the capacitor Y5, which is half farad. And this is YS. So I hope you have understood the Cauer 1 form and how to realize this. Now let's move ahead to Cauer 2 form and see how it is done. Now moving on to Cauer 2 form analysis. So here what we find, this is the LC function that is given. Now it should be in ascending order power. So it should be 4 plus 5s plus s square. Then we should have 10s plus 7s square plus s cube. And since numerator is less than denominator, so we don't have to change anything and we have to realize for zs. So let us do the continued expansion. So we have 10s plus 7s square plus s cube, and we have to divide 4 plus 5s plus s square. So for getting 4, we should have 4 here. So that means 4 should be multiplied, and then this 10 should not be there. So we should give it like 1 by 10. Okay. And here we do not have anything, like this is a constant. So it should be divided by s. So after multiplying, we'll get here 4. 10s will get cancelled and remaining is 4. Or we can also write it like this. We are having it as 2 by 5s. So always minimize the fraction. So here we'll be having 7 multiplied by this will be 14. S remains divided by 5 plus 2 by 5 square. After subtracting, we have 11 by 5 s. plus 3 by 5 s square, and we have to now divide 10s plus 7s square plus s cube. This is nothing but this term. I hope you have realized that. Now to get 10s, so we'll be requiring 10, so directly put 10. Then just reverse this 5 by 11. Then we don't require anything for this s. So this will be our fraction, so which is nothing but 50 by 11. Now this will be 10s plus this is 30 by 11 s square. We have two terms, so this is over. So after subtracting, we have here 47 by 11 s square plus s cube. Again, continuing the expansion, 5 s square. Now here we require 11 by 5. So let's directly put it as 11 by 5. Then the remaining term we do not require. So this will be coming here 11 and here it will 47. And for s, it should be 1 by s. So this term is 121 after multiplying divided by 235 s. So here we have 11 by 5 s. Then here we have 121 by 235 s square. So after subtracting, we have here is 4 by 47 s square. Now continuing the expansion, this is 47 by 11 s square plus s cube. We require here 47 by 11, and we do not require anything from this. So this will be this term. For s square, we do not require anything. This is our corresponding output. So if we determine this value, it comes out to be 50.2. Now this is 47 by 11 s square. Remaining is s cube. Then we have 4 by 47 s square. So this will be 4 by 47, and we require s square. So this gives 4 by 47 square. The expansion is over. So now let's turn them. This is z1. This is this is y2. This is z3. This is y4, and this is z5. So now let's see corresponding elements. So for z1, it is 2 by 5s, which is in this format, a by s, so which gives a capacitor with a value of 1 by a. So we will be having here a capacitor with value 1 by a. A value is 2 by 5, so 1 by a is 5 by 2 farad. Then moving ahead, y2 is 50 by 11, which is a constant term. For constant term, we have a resistor with value a, so it is 50 by 11 ohm. Then for z3, we have here 121 by 235 s. So this is also a capacitor. The value of the capacitor is 1 by a, so it is 235 by 121 farad. Then we have y4. Y4 is 50.2. So we have here a resistance of 1 by 50.2. Then Z5 is 4 by 47s, and this is a capacitor with the value 47 by 4 farad. So now let's see what will be the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram, as we already know, it starts with Z1. So Z1 is capacitor, value 5 by 2F. Then Y2, Y2 is a resistor, and the value is 50 by 11 ohm. Then we have another capacitor, Z3, 235 by 121 farad. Then we have a resistor Y4, value is 1 by 50.2 ohm. Then finally we have a capacitor Z5, value is 47 by 4 farad. And this is ZS. Okay, so this is how we solve Cauer Form 1 and Cauer Form 2. So this is the solution for Cauer Form. So this is the circuitry for the function Zs equals to s square plus 5s plus 4 divided by s cube plus 7s square plus 10s. So I hope you have understood how to determine the circuitry using Cauer Form 1 and Cauer Form 2. And using this, you can solve any other circuit. Just what we have to remember is in case of Foster forms, we go for partial fraction expansion. And in case of Cauer forms, we go for continued fraction expansion. And that is the basic difference between them. And while dividing, what I have told you, we have to see what is the function here or what is the value that is given here. In order to get that, what we have to multiply here. That only we have to determine. Hope it is beneficial for you and you have understood how Cauer forms work. And if you need any more discussion on this, please do put it in the comments so that we can add more numericals if you want to discuss in our future videos. Do like, share, and subscribe to our videos so that you don't miss any content. Happy learning. Thank you.